Everybody, thanks for watching. And just a quick reminder that Digital Self is now available. If you guys have not seen this, you definitely need to see this video. It's a very important video. Also, for those Android users, the Merkabah Academy app is out and available. iPhone app will be available soon. It's still under the approval process because Apple is crazy about what apps they allow in the App Store. So have to make some changes. And as I said, the way the site sits now is about to change completely. It will be completely different. Some things have been added to the site now, but all of that is going to be completely different once the apps are approved. And it's going to be a completely new app that's going to have all of the new features available. So as I said, for those of you who are still interested in the Never Pay Again and lifetime memberships, this is probably the last time you're going to get to be able to get those, and they won't be available no more after this. So I talked about this before, and the purpose of this is to eventually, get independent of all third-party platforms that's online that I do not control. So understand that everything that's available from me that's online now will disappear. So if you have all of the videos now, if you downloaded them all, that's good that you have them. They will not be available once the apps are completely done. They will be gone. The only place you'll be able to see them is on Merkabah Academy, where members will be able to download them. So, videos like this one that's out and some other videos will disappear. They won't be available anymore for reasons I explained. But again, this will be, your final opportunity to get the membership one, and to have access, if you don't want to be a member, to be able to download and have these videos. The DVDs will be done, and the whole digital download situation with payloads will be done. I have already, this will probably be the last month for payloads. So after this month, there will be no more payloads where you can digitally download my content. That'll be done. It'll be a different platform, and I'm also working on my own merchant system to control payments, because all of that is getting ready to change. And if you don't have your own, as I talked about with the whole net neutrality thing and having your own site, it's going to be very difficult to not have them control your stuff later on, as I'll get into later on when we get more deeper into the digital self content. But a lot is changing that you guys don't see. That's behind the scenes. A lot of new stuff is coming up. Technology is changing. And I talked about this, but I want to make sure I have full control of everything before it does. And they are actually giving, if you pay attention, they're giving businesses, they're giving people the opportunity to do this. This is how they work. You got a short window. I said this before. And then it's going to be closed forever. That's going to be it. And they're giving people the opportunity. The problem is now to the opportunity to drive up consumer support for it and generate the money needed to do things, especially for companies that have no idea or have not ventured into these aspects of controlling their own, digital stuff. And you need, again, mainframes, and you need crazy amounts of storage, and you need to have your own servers and everything like that. That costs thousands, lots and lots of money to do this. And if you're going to be doing anything publicly, again, if you don't own all of it, they'll have access. So, it's a reason why there's a GoDaddy, and the reason why there are all these internet companies that came out that now own domains, that host your site for you and have your host your domain and own your domain, and they're controlling all of the technical part of what your site involves. They're under rules and regulations. You got to understand that they have to abide by certain laws from the FCC and just from the government, and they're going to yield to those laws, and they're not going to protect you or your information or what you're trying to do over the government. So this is stuff that they're giving you an opportunity now to control. And if you don't take the time and spend the money to do it, then that's going to be it. And again, when you do have that, it's a legal protection there to where they have to notify you if they're digging into your shit. And that's what you want to have in place. So again, stuff's not going to be available. And for those of you who are into this and want to keep being into this, because again, I'm giving you the warning now. It's not going to last for long. Y'all think they're going to keep letting us put this stuff out? They're coming for it. So you can see clear as day, freedom of speech is dwindling. That won't stop. So pay attention. But I want to say thank you to everybody, thousands of people all over the world who have supported the digital downloads and downloading from payloads and have supported that whole system. And I appreciate the support, but definitely, get as much content as you can. If you don't have the DVDs or if you haven't already downloaded the videos, you definitely want to get on that. And as I said, this is the last month for payloads that will be done. So yeah, definitely take advantage of any sales that's available right now because they will be gone. Definitely take advantage. So if you've seen the video, and yeah, it's a deep video. It's a lot in it. And it's one of the things I want to touch on in this because I know, I wasn't trying to scare a lot of people, but it's a lot of people who have questions about that information. So, quickly, one of the things you got to just pay attention to right now, and everybody's happy because, as I said to you guys before, this stuff will be over by the end of March. So here we are in March, and then you see things are opening back up. And they made it clear for us to see that date for whatever reason. You can see March, and Fauci talked about by the end of March, everybody should be vaccinated right now. And I believe over 100 million people has gotten the first dose, at least 100 million people. And probably like 80 something million got the second or both doses. But the whole wild card, as I talked about, is these 7 new variants and these 3 new strains or what have you, these 7 strains and 3 variants, whatever they want to call them, with the UK variant and the South African and Brazilian. But you got to pay attention to the trap. And this is not going to be hard to understand, but you got to look at what's going on and pay attention because they're giving you mixed information from the same source. And if you go on CNN, for the most part, you'll see a bunch of stories about reopening the country and places reopening and restrictions being, set down. But then you'll also see a bunch of scientists coming out saying, well, this thing is about to explode. We need to really, prepare and set ourselves up to prepare for what's going to happen because we believe that these new strains are going to basically create a whole big thing, or a lot of people's going to suffer from this new strain. So, down in Florida, they worry about spring break, and a lot of places are worried about spring break and people at the same time getting income tax money and then stimulus money and then things opening up and then people just losing their mind, which is exactly what they want. So they can use all that to justify what's going to happen with this new strain, So if you don't get it, it's a trap. It is seemingly so like a trap, and I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think so. And I believe it's so that they can implement, as they already are working on, vaccination passports, because what they can do if this new strain pops off and a bunch of people get infected and that's a lot of people dying, then they can make that law, and they'll be able to really make that law if this happens. So, they're giving you mixed signals, and governors are opening stuff up. And when you look at this whole thing, we're talking about a year of our life gone. This is the biggest thing that has happened in our lifetime, and it's not going to be over that easy. It's not going to be over that easy. They didn't do all of this for it to be done this quick. People get the vaccines and then that's it. If that was the case, then you would say, well, yeah, it actually was a virus and we got vaccinated. Done deal. But it's a lot more to this. So again, without getting too deep into all of it, because I get into it more deeper in the video. And as I talked about before, they are censoring a lot of stuff that's talking about this COVID-19. And I almost don't even want to say it because it's like everything is flagged when they see COVID-19. The algorithms is reading it, and then they're putting links to all kinds of stuff on your site and on your videos and so on and so forth. So this is one of the reasons why I don't put too much on YouTube because of these reasons, because they don't really show the videos to everybody or as many people who would want to see them. So you're basically limited and they're controlled, which is why I have Merkabah Academy, so I don't have to deal with that, which is, this video will be put on there. But you guys have to understand, like, it's not going to be that easy. So pay attention to the mixed signals. You have on one hand, right now, that virus is about to take off the United States, he said. A number of states have seen it go from 1 or 2% of the viruses identified to now over 20 to 30%. The U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention reported 2,672 cases of the B.1.1.7 variant in 46 states Thursday. In Europe, by the time the variant accounted for about 50% of cases, those populations had a major surge of cases, Osterholm said. We literally are sitting on top of that at a time when instead of actually getting better prepared for it, we're opening up and inviting the virus in, Osterholm said. So I've heard it from people and people hitting me up about, oh, the vaccination is going to save lives. And people actually, from seeing the Age of Aquarius video, people actually didn't believe in the nanotechnology involved with the vaccine. And as I point out to so many people, if you don't understand how it would be possible to create a vaccine, there is no other way. And this is one of the things that people don't understand, because the reason why I talked about when you go back and look at the smallpox and Spanish flu vaccinations, and the reason why I put that video in there so you guys can see what it means when you have a virus. Plain and simple, the only way you can get a virus, listen carefully, the only way you can get a virus is to have it injected into you, period. There is no walking around and being infected by a virus